and lead the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We're going to keep this session short and sweet. Please keep it short and sweet. Yeah, okay. So I think this is the final session for the day, as well as winding up for the recommendation. We will now go straight into. I welcome you back and thank you all for your patience. I give you 10 out of 10 for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, sharing experiences of rural teachers. We have a group of teachers who are here at the university who are doing their in-service degree program. I'm not sure whether they're here. Let's find out. Mr. Jack Walu. Jack, come to the come to the stage. We'll give them a round of applause after everyone is on the stage. Don't clap now. Mr. Jack Walu, uh, Ms. Salome Peter. Am I calling up the right group? Okay, good. Ms. Salome Peter, Ms. Dulcie Samaniki. Thank you. Sorry, the print on my sheet of paper is blurry. I can't see the next. Mr. John I. John I. Lassie, not present. And the next is Mr. Not Mr. Ms. I think. Ms. Anne Joe Kuria. Very good. Excellent. The other two are not available, not present. We're going to go ahead with the three. This is the final session, I believe, Chair. Okay, good. These are teachers. Very quickly, we have them here. Let's now give them a round of applause before we commence. Thank you. Tell us where you are working, how many years of teaching, and then go straight into your presentation. Thank you. We'll start with Jack over here. Jack, you have 10 minutes.
Well, thank you, moderator, Mr. Michael Homigo. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I am. My name is Jake Walu. I've been teaching for the last 20 years, and uh, 20 years, 13 years of being a head teacher in one of those very, very remote school, and my school is a flying school in Kagwerave district of Southern Highlands province. My school shares borders with the Chimbu province, the Karmuis, Kikori in the Gal province, and I've been in that school for the last 13 years, and I am now an in-service student here at the University of Goroka. I have a slide. I will go by slide. I will I will talk on behalf of the Highlands disadvantaged schools, those teachers who are serving in the bordering neighboring provinces, those those teachers who are there right now. I will speak on behalf of them. In a primary school, we have so many challenges, as we have heard from the secondary school, the high schools, and the junior high school speakers this morning. We have the same kind of challenges, but our challenge is much more than this, especially the flying schools which I will be representing. We have so many challenges in curriculum, so many challenges in transportation, in pay queries, whatever that you can name it. I have the other two colleagues who will talk on the other agendas, but I will mainly talk about the transportation difficulties reaching my school. In the introduction part, as I've said, this is a remote school challenges. And my school's name is Pugutao Primary School. Pugutao Primary School is bordering, again, the Chimbu province, the Gal province. We travel only by air as our only mode of transportation. Out of Mount Hagen, we pay 420 kina MAF. Out of Eastern Island, out of Goroka is 600 kina just for one passengers. If I want to charter a plane, it's almost 6,000 kina out of Hagen and 9,000 kina out of Goroka. I outlined my presentation. I will briefly talk about the school, the challenges, the positive outcomes, and the way forward. As you can see on my slide, that is the aerial view of my village. The aerial view on my right and on your left, you see a little cycle. That is where the school is located. And you see, we have got lone houseman, we have got cycle palms, and that is not a highway, by the way. It is just a road towards the airstrip. One of those very challenges that I face is classroom facilities. Classroom facilities is a big problem in my area, in my school, especially those rural schools. On my left, you have got a cycle palm classroom there. On my right, we've got semi-permanent classroom there. And on the far side, you see, or on the other slide, you see staff houses. And very interestingly, you will see a dormitory there. You might ask, what is this head teacher doing a dormitory in a primary school? Dormitories should be built in a high school or a secondary school. Am I right? Yes. I have a challenge in a school. My school is a central location where I have 2 to 3 different council wards further away. So when these kids come to my school, they don't ever want to sleep, so I accommodate them in a dormitory. And this is just one example of a cycle palm building there. And you might ask, who feeds them with food? I usually use the little TFF subsidy money to buy cow. There's one cycle DY for my kids, and I feed them cycle. Transportation, again, is a very, very costly exercise. With a little TFF money that they give it to us, the mode of transportation part, the only main part of transportation is air. If we don't have enough money to charter an MAF airplane, my teachers, we usually take a walk. Again, air transport is out of Mount Hagen by MAF and Goroka by MAF and SIL plane in Ayura, Eastern Islands. There you can see if MAF, if our funds doesn't allow us to charter an MAF plane, These are the teachers that you can see on the slide. They are on the road walking. On my left, you can see teachers with their balloon, a teacher lady with a baby, two teacher lady crossing a river. And on my right, you can see we are resting in a cave. This is not a cave to rest, but this is a cave to sleep. We take 3 days to reach the school. When we are taking a walk, after a tiring walk, we don't have nowhere to go. That is our accommodation, the cave. On a slide, you can see nice people with bags, with you can see a roofing iron. They're carrying a yellow container there. This is the end of the road from Eravi. We usually take 3 days. And this is, I pay them, the school pays these carriers. These carriers carry the stationary materials. They carry the infrastructure building materials like roofing irons. The yellow container is not it's not a cooking oil, but it's a petrol and the diesel for the school generator. On my left, you see a roofing iron. It's 8 foot or 6 to 7 foot roofing iron on my left. The rate of paying 6 to 7 foot roofing iron is 80 in a flat rate. And on my right, you see the longest roofing iron the boys are carrying. I paid extra 20 kina on top of that 80 kina. So they get 100 kina per 12-foot roofing iron. This is again out of a little subsidy money that the government is providing to a school. You can see a bag of rice there. That bag of rice is not for the villagers, but they are for the teachers. The teachers, I usually tell them, beginning of the year, the school will provide a charter plane for you guys. At the end of the year, to pick you guys up, the school will provide a charter plane. But in between, how you go, that's your business. That's your problem. It's not none of the school's business. So they'll have to think of their families' little basic things like oil, salt, soap, no rice, no tin fish. We don't need that. But the basics, soap, oil, salt. So rice, at times they want to eat, so you see 10 kg bag of rice. I pay them 80 kina. The school pays them 80 kina, the carriers especially. You see, on my left, we've got MAF airplane, our mode of transportation. Then you see in the middle, we have got stationary supplies. Those stationary supplies are supplied by the Department of Education through the TFF policy, the stationary component. We charter them on a plane. And mind you, MAF only carries 850 kilograms, not more than 800. By the look of the cargo, you will see that it's not 850, it's more than 800. What happens after that? We usually get a credit when school runs dry. Wait for next subsidy, the people will have to carry them. You see, my community, sometimes they put me under someone's enormous pressure. Sometimes they complain to me. Community school, primary school stays in the village with the community. The community look after the school. They look after the teachers. Why not you give that money to us so that we can have a share in that money rather than giving to the MAF for a charter? So that's genuine. I usually say, yes, you guys put me into trouble because TFF money is all accountable. I will have to account for it. I will have to charter a plane. That's accountable. But if I take the cash and if I pay the cash to you, it's not accountable. They will judge me for that, but I do break the law. I sometimes take the cash out of the TFF. I pay these people and they carry the cargos. The positive outcome. There is no incentive for our rural teachers. As our presidents have said this morning, one thing that I can remember, the incentive is this disability school allowances, DSA. Like our commissioner has mentioned, it's only 4,000. To be honest, 4,000, half of that 4,000 goes to the tax. And we are paid only 2,000. This is real. The road to getting that TFR, sorry, the road to getting that DSA. DSA is a rightful component of incentive paid to the rural teachers, but the road to getting the TFF money is so difficult. I'll tell you why. Those people in the office, they want money. So we had to pay them. Some of those rural teachers, the disability school allowances have been neglected. And maybe for the last 10 years, 15 years, they haven't get it. Why? Because of briberies and system like that. The other positive outcome in that rural school is TFF. Without little component of TFF, the school wouldn't survive. I agree to one of our speakers, the inspector for Western Province said, in a rural school, in a rural village, you wouldn't see anything, but you will see PNG flag flying high. That's very true. The ballot box goes after 5 years, but services will never follow the ballot box. I am in one of those areas where ballot box comes every 5 years. Services doesn't reach us maybe the last 50 years. Teachers posted to these schools is really challenging. No incentives, but in our hearts, we know that we choose teaching as a career. I usually tell my staff, when Jesus Christ came into this world, he did 3 mission work, and that is teaching, healing, preaching. We are the teachers. We are fulfilling the missionary work said by Jesus Christ. I have taught for the last 20 years, and to be frank with you, I am not a substantive holder. I am not a I am not a substantive holder, and I haven't been inspected for the last 20 years, and this is real. I have only the registration paper, no promotional, no personal inspections. You know why? The inspectors never go to the school. When I was a small boy back in 1982, I have never started my grade 1. The only inspector set foot walking from Erabe station was a Milimbe guy by the name of Jacob Veveloka. That was in 1982, which when I was a small boy. After that, no inspectors come, and I am not registered. I don't have any substantive. I am just a base level, but I was acting for the last 18, 19 years. It's funny, but there's real. Like I've said in my disability school allowances, it's a must payment for our rural schools, rural teachers serving those rural schools, but we're not paid. The road to getting disability school allowances We usually climb Stiff Mountain, cross the rough rivers just to claim our rightful DSA. Otherwise, we are not paid. Like TFF, the little money that they give it to us, we have so many ways to spend. Like as I've shown you on my slide. One thing I want to little challenge is don't compare me with the Animal Primary School. Don't compare Marawaka School. Don't compare Karamui School, the Jimmy schools, with Goroga Primary School, with Mount Hagen United Primary School, with Hola demonstration. I should be given a very special treatment because when there is no other services I provide, that leadership, I provide a service as an educator. As we are about to celebrate 50 years of independence, I wish you all the best in your celebration as we are 1 month away. For me and my people, we have nothing to celebrate this September 16th. Thank you very much.
Wow, man. Jack, you kept the audience captivated. Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't experienced a remote school, you would not know what it means. I have my experience. Thank you. We'll go on with the next speaker. Jack, by the way, is doing a Bachelor of Education in Service. And for your information, his wife is a tutor here at the university. Yes. We now have the next member on the panel, Ms. Dulcie Samaniki. She's a teacher from Milne Bay Province, and she's also doing in service Bachelor in Education, Administration, and Management. Ms. Dulcie.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. I'm humbled to acknowledge the presence of all of you. We are all partners in education. My counterparts have mentioned so many things which I have experienced, and we are all in the same boat in the remote schools. I am a head teacher of a school at the border of Oro and Milne Bay, and I serve in Oro province. I have been released from Milne Bay because of my studies here at UOG way back in 2017. And I am so grateful that the PA for Milne Bay Province has been here, Mr. Roma Tuidam. Under his administration, through the Provincial Standards and Steering Committee, I was selected as one of the 7 head teachers to undergo leadership and management training at PNGEI to take up school inspector. However, I didn't want to be at PNGEI, and I told Mr. Tuidam, I want to go to UOG and receive quality education. I want to get quality training so that I will get back and give what I need to give for the sake of our children's education. I have served 32 years in the teaching service, 7 years as a base level teacher, 9 years as a senior teacher, and 15 years as a head teacher. And I have no regrets for that. However, I have challenges to share with you, and I will not talk about challenges that have been mentioned already, but I'd like to talk about the challenges as a head teacher in serving in a remote school. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. The head teacher position is crucial for the successful progression of a school. We can have schools to administer, but if we do not have the right head teacher, during my 6 years in Oro province and in the school at the border, I found out that the school that I went into, I didn't know what to do because there was nothing on the ground for me. I started from nowhere. There was no handover takeover, no sleep plan, no whatsoever. And I had to do the fundamentals for a school. So, because of that, the head teacher in a rural school must be qualified and must be ready to take the challenge. Without the head teacher as the ex officio, the board of management will not be able to run the school properly. So I found out that the board of management was also ineffective, and I had to get the new board of management in place. And so head teacher is a key person. With the policies being handed down from the National Department of Education or ministerial policies, if the head teacher is not well vested, then the policies will not be implemented. I had to get the most important policy, which is the sleep, because that's the way forward for school development. I had to have that established. Because there was nothing on the ground for me to review and whatever. To make matters worse, when I went to Popondeta, the education office, it is 135 kilometers from my school to the town. And I had to go by dinghy and travel 10 hours. When I arrive at Oro Bay, it's dark. I have to find a place to sleep before getting into town. Just to find out that my school account has only 449 toya. Where did my school money go? So I had to spend 1 month with my new board of management to have them endorsed by the PEB so that we can do some transactions, but we couldn't do anything because it's only 449 toya. So I had to get the bomb, chairman. We had to do a letter to BSP, the branch manager, for a quick investigation, and it took 2 weeks to retrieve the replace the money. I had to write a letter to the CEO for BSP in Port Moresby to refund my school money. I lost 62,400 kina, and investigations were done, and the bank gave 11,000 kina on top of the 62,000. I had 79,000, and I had to follow the school plan and do shopping. And for me to load and go back to my school, I couldn't use the dinghies. So I told the PA for Oro, please allow me. These are my quotations and invoices, and I'd like to get a boat hired from Alotel. So I had Anglican boat, A1 boat chartered with 9,000 from the 11,000 from the bank's appreciation, or maybe they are guilt, so they had to give us their 11,000 additional. I used 9,000 to charter the boat from Alotau to come all the way to Oro Bay so that my school shopping from the sleep plan could be loaded in the boat all the way to my school. And I had my sleep launching. First ever, that's how it was described by the PA for Oro, well-documented sleep plan ever in Oro province, even though the national sleep launching was launched in Oro province in 2007. And therefore, communication, leadership and communication is also important for head teachers. If we don't have the skills, we cannot run the remote schools. I had to communicate with Mr. Tuidam because I had manslaughter at the border and the Milne Bay students on the other side. The parents came to my school and said, please accept our children. We want the children to be educated. And I said, children have the right to be educated. I had to go all the way to the beach and look for a network to ring Mr. Tuidam. Can you allow me? What do you say? What do you say about the children at your end? The parents came to me and asked me to enroll their children because their school is closed because of the situation on the ground. He said, please go ahead and do it. I had to ring the PA for Oro and ask his consent to accept the Milne Bay students. And I took them on board for 1 whole year until when their situation was settled, I released them back to Milne Bay. Leadership and communication skills is important. Without the teacher, head teacher who is vested, maybe the development of the school, tangible change will not take place without the head teacher. And therefore, the progress of a school depends on the head teacher. And the rest will fall in line if the head teacher is well vested. I would like to make a special request in here for all teachers, in-service teachers who are coming in to train here at UOG. No matter what level they are in, I want all of them to take leadership and management training. Because teachers are meant to teach in any school at all, primary school, any school at all. And if they happen to end up in a remote school, head teachers, the vital leaders in the school, will be able to lead the school the way we want it to be for the sake of quality and standard education. Thank you so much, and you all have a blessed afternoon.
Thank you, Ms. Sameneki, for your contribution here this afternoon. Your point is taken. You were talking about appointing merit-based, those who have skills in administration to be posted to schools like this. That is what I'm summarizing. Thank you. With that, we go on to the next speaker. Madam, you can come forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the academics, it's a pleasure this afternoon, and I am the final speaker for the forum. I would like to take this time to thank, under the leadership of the High-End Lady, none other than Dr. Jane Howie, for taking the keen lead in organizing the Chinese Pacific conference, teacher conference, so that unfortunate ones like us, we can now come out and express ourselves to the world. I am also surprised and shocked to see all the academics. You have your patience. You can sit. like the chancellor there, the women, vice chancellor of the hosting university, executive deans, and all the lecturers of all the universities in the South Pacific. You have your patience. I salute you, all the academics. Colleague teachers and educationists from all sectors, early childhood to primary to teacher college to vocational technical schools to high school, secondary, university. We are talking about the journey of life to fix our country. And thank you so much. We kept our patience to this, and I acknowledge every one of us this afternoon. I am the head teacher of a little school, and we started this school under 166 reform. To date, I have grade 7 to 10, so like I complete implementation of 166 at the school. I was graduating in this auditor room 18 years ago. Unfortunately, over the 15 years of teaching experience, it was all the time Hannah Joe will go to remote part of especially Simbu and Enga province delivering. They don't want to send another one out there. It's all that I mean. Thank God it's me. I was teaching in Karamui. I taught in Pilikambi. I taught in Payam, risking the wild west of Mulitagay. To Kombiam, I went to Nomani. I am a Doliba, Dreamer, Omkolai, Mount William. And I walked from Kekesuko to UI Market 32 times in 1 year, 365 days. But over the 15 years, it is me all the time in these unfortunate areas. But if it is God's call for me to serve, I have to serve. Serving humanity is I'm serving God. The government SPC policy aims to improve education standards. However, in rural areas like Simbu, implementation phase has realities. Inadequate resources and facilities, delayed tuition fee, TFF funds, untrained teachers struggling to adapt to curriculum, no access to teaching materials and digital content are some of the struggles. When I say untrained teachers, you train us the best. We came out. We serve with our heart. But we have those who coming from other universities because they do not find a job and they resort to the classroom, trying to help us to teach. And in the teaching term, we call them NTQ, non-teacher qualification. And these are the ones who give us a lot of problem with teaching methodology and teaching effectiveness. But if I am the administrator of the school, I make it my business to all that I mentor because I have to provide my leadership to help. TFF. Most of the time we talk about money. You academics. You see it, you do your research, you see, you identify a problem, you do your research, you come up with very nice write-ups, then you present it to the government of the day. It's been tabled in the NEC, it becomes a policy. Now you push it down my throat to implement. I either swallow it and digest it and do it, or I can vomit it too, you see. There are two things we do. But we take it as challenges. Not all the time challenges is there to kill us. When the going get tough, let the tough get going. We always look and take it as at a positive approach. And I say untrained teachers and this NTQ, I tell you, they walk with the jeans into the and the boots into the Lexus room at the university. So when they come to the classroom, trained to be um, a surveyor, but then they cannot become a surveyor or find a surveyor job. So now they decided to join me in the classroom. He walked with his boot and jean into the classroom. So you know how best what I am going to do. I just purchase uniform for my teachers. And what I'm wearing, it's my school uniform. So that he can come with his jean and boot on Tuesday and Thursday, but Monday, Wednesday, he will be in this color all the time, so he still looks good. Case study of Dickens Junior High School. And most schools are enrolled from primary to junior high schools with minimal facilities. So Dickens Junior High School, I started the school as the final year teacher. With they only give me 31 students. From 31 over the 3 years, now I have 311 students. I started with 2 classrooms, and now I have 9 classes is the class size of my school. Only time will tell. We keep our patience and we always look at a positive, holistic approach in our administration. Yes, the government sometimes make and push things down, but then policies made by government are for us to implement. So we have to take one step at a time, slowly at our own pace. But you look at some of my students there. At least I tried my best. Not enough funding. But I per se chair. Students are sitting on chairs, but there is no table there. Lack of basic infrastructure, yet expected to meet national standard-based standards. You know what? Before I come here, there was a PSIP funding of 200,000 and I was into a construction of building girls dormitory. But seeing that I can pay the carpenters and other stuff, I still have some money there. So I quickly get a 16,000. I steal from the PSIP funding and I throw it to a construction company making a deposit of 16,000. That will cost me 40,000. But I make a deposit of 16,000 for them to produce 200 tables for my students. Because we have to be creative. And you know what the board of the school did to me? 1 plus 16,000 project no stop ya. Anajo Pauli money, so you know what they do? A report to PHQ authorities 6 times. I also report to the PHQ authorities 6 times in Kundiawa. After the PHQ authorities in Kundiawa, they went and laid a complaint at the fraud. I also went to the fraud and I told the fraud, do I look like a criminal? Let the authorities in Kundiawa request you to come and take me. I'm waiting for my authorities. The board are not my authority. I did something silly, but then I have to do it for the maximum benefit. Laws are made to be broken and amended, and we will do it at our level because you push it down our throat. And I go back, I don't know. Or talk like 16,000, me gonna me bla 5,000. After the conference, I will report back, and the issue is still out with me. But I took it cool because I didn't steal it. I do it for the good of the maximum benefit. So you can see these pictures there. These are little pictures of my school. Lack of infrastructure and learning environment. The school, the symbols, I don't know, but it's, mountain, like they used to say, symbols, mountainous and unique. Part of the slope, we have, it's like on a waterlog. It's on a waterlog, so we did a lot of activities, like every day tell the students to bring stone. And then we dig drains and we put plastics here and there and then put stones and we cover it again and we get all the water out and we try to, at a small pace, what's the right term? Have the strong foundation of the ground for heavy buildings to be on. Yeah, stop erosion or like strong foundation of the ground because it's waterlogged. So you look at the picture there. This is the water that my school teachers are using. So I have to connect it from the source, from the source where it comes, join a pipe and bring it down and just leave it like this to fall and the students get the container and run it. Slowly, only time will tell. But I am not ashamed to show you the pit toilets my students are using. I cannot pretend here. But then I started this little school expensively. I said, this is the 21st century and I want to flow with time and technology. So I started Dignity High School with offering ICT as a course. How I do it with Bush material, whether I have computer or not, I still want my students to flow with time and technology. This is 21st century. I cannot deny that. I have to make do. Even offering ICT, you look at the power system I have. It's okay. We teachers are very good at being creative and innovative. That's the only source of electricity. But I make sure this generator runs 18 hours every day so that teachers have access to electricity to prepare lesson. Why? The reason is, at the moment while I'm talking to you, there is no table in front of the students. They are sitting on chairs. So I also see many teachers from long years of writing with chalk, they develop chronic respiratory disease. And that's why I started this little bush school using pit toilet. Inside the classroom, I put whiteboard and teachers are writing with whiteboard markers. So, there's some problem there. So we try to make it attractive. Why you come to Dignity, you don't know only chalk. You will sample school chalk dust. Because administrators, whether your school is big or small, we compete. Because national examination doesn't count what must be grammar with all your good facilities with my little Dignity High School. Our students did the same exam. And what's the difference now? We are implementing SBC, thank you, at all levels. Impact on students and staff, high school teacher burnout and turnover. Students struggle with comprehension and progression, low morale due to poor school condition, girls particularly affected by sanitation issues, standard-based education, digital and critical thinking goals remain unmet in some areas. Yeah, I show you the picture of my school track. It looks funny for a truck to run this road. So you know what I do? Every time I come, I leave the school, I have to wait for the place to dry. Road conditions are not good. So when it's dry, I take the school truck down and to town. When I go back, you know what I do? I load all the stones and sand and put it on the truck to balance the weight so I can climb up. Same time, I will use the stone and sand to make buildings. So I'm killing 2, 3 birds with one stone because you have to smart. The government push it down our throat. I swallow it or I digest it. My teachers have no house. The sub-district houses that the kiosks and the DPI officers are residing, they left the sub-district station of Gumuni. The locals invade those houses and they claim them. When I went as the pioneer teacher, quickly ride around because Matthew 7 asked him na you vaccine. So I already said a funding of 50,000. There are 10 houses, 10,000 each house. I renovated all the houses, put plummet, put bed, put double bed, mattresses in all these houses, put solar light, solar inverter. And when my teachers come, I give them each teacher one key. So Digine Junior High School started with 10 teachers, and all teachers, they have a house each. So this is one of the picture of the houses you see and the black cell there. We the teacher no can worry important something. All of you have a house, unlike other schools. Established schools, they are denying the privacy of the teacher and they are putting 2 and 3 teacher in one house to having one house to yourself. You are very fortunate. Don't worry about other conditions. Okay, improving teacher knowledge. Support rural teacher via local labs or mobile units. Encourage community co-teaching and knowledge sharing. Introduce low-cost blended learning models. And recognize and reward rural teacher innovation in teaching. And call for local and government partnership. Foster school community government collaboration. Educate planning and budgeting. Empowering school boards with decision-making authority. Create rural education funds for infrastructure and innovation. Okay, almost to the end. Vision, quality rural education for all, a safe, equipped, and supportive school environment for every child, teacher motivated, trained, and retained in the rural post, digital learning networks for rural outreach, standardized yet contextual delivery of the SCB curriculum, and a little conclusion and reflections. Standard-based education is a good vision, but implementation must be realistic for our schools. Let us listen to the voice of rural teachers and invest where it's needed the most. Thank you for the opportunity to share our journey and experience. Education is hope. Let's not leave our rural children behind. Like the 2050 vision, leave no child behind. Tell them to also leave no teacher and everyone behind. We are a team. We pick up, drop up, and we build a nation. Thank you. Oh, wow.
Please, may I ask you to stand, please, and give a big, big, big round of applause. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be seated. Wow. Man, this is humbling. This is humbling to me. Man, I never realized that we have some very tough female head teachers around. Wow. We have tough female teachers, and we have two examples here, and one in the morning. who shared her experience. Man, they are not feeble-hearted and feeble-minded. They are tough. And when the going gets tough, they get going. And Jack is not a feeble-hearted head teacher. Man, hello, audience. Rural education and challenges. It is a wicked problem. And this wicked problem has to be arrested soon. And I am sure this conference is zeroing into that and will make a strong submission for a strong rural education policy. Period. Period. Otherwise, we're going to mousewara on and on and on. We're going to have more verbal diarrhea, more mousewara. We have to arrest rural education and the problems immediately. I noted one thing in their presentation, where a teacher goes, job falls, professional rise. Professionals rise where a teacher goes. That's where the chalk does falls. I'll give you my experience. The first medical doctor of Lake Opiago district was a student I looked after in my house in Lake Opiago on a school close to the border of Enga and Southern Highlands. Now Hela, formerly Southern Highlands. He was the first medical doctor that I housed and looked after in that remote school. And he's now working in Nonga Base Hospital. And we are still communicating. And he's saying, Papa, thank you. Hello. And the experience are here. Real life experience. We can theorize here and there, but they are giving us something to consider. With that, thank you. Thank you, madam. Man, I would like to propose that the Simbu provincial government nominate her for a Logo Wood Award. Some of the places that she mentioned, Kompiam, Pilikambe, you don't know. I've been there. I drove into those places. I know what the place is like. I commend the three of you. Man, thank you. Audience, can we give them the round of applause? They are special teachers for the remote school. Thank you. And this has brought us to the end of this session. And to wind up, I now call upon the chair lady, Dr. Awi. Thank you. Any one or two comments before she comes up? One or two comments? Thank you. Professor Malpo and I were on the OB review task force. That's when we declared OB unsuitable pedagogy for Papua New Guinea. And we suggested SBC. So now we are talking SBC here. Professor, can you come to the front, please, so that we can hear you? Thank you. Don't have the mic. We?
Thank you. I want to commend the three speakers, and especially the very proactive, assertive, practical, innovative, very tough, very determined, determined female, unique, to me, from a patrilineal culture. You know, they talk about such a culture, women, they have to be submissive, but what was displayed this afternoon, the head teacher from Degine Junior High School, you showcase to us that you do not bow down to challenges. The head teacher from Kutupao, I salute you and I thank God that we have head teachers like that who have not been inspected, but they continue because they operate from their house. The head teacher from Millen Bay, you talked about how you run your school and all that. We salute you. I know that with Millen Bay, they have their own challenges, but today was just a very clear examples of some of the challenges we heard about earlier on this morning. But to see the the toughness of circumstances, like I think that our chancellor said this morning, you know, we have to break through. We cannot allow these challenges to push us down. But to see that you using those stones to stand up and all that, boy, I thank God for the toughness. When the going gets tough, we become tougher. Thank you very much.
I'll just allow for one. If something is burning in you, you want to express it, we have the last one. If not, doctor will come forward. Okay, Nogat and Tasol. And we now ask Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Michael Omingu. Please give him a big round of applause. And thank you also to all the presenters for a very warm presentation with beautiful sense of humor that made us clap for you continuously. We thank you and we salute you for all the wonderful work you are doing in our rural communities. Thank you. So this brings us almost to the end of the 3 days China Pacific Teacher Education Conference. It's been a wonderful opportunity to meet everyone and also to hear your stories of success, hear your stories of challenges, and also stories of opportunities arising from the challenges that you presented. So we thank you for that. As an outcome of the conference, we are pleased to inform the participants that the report for the conference is ready. We have resolved to produce our declaration, which is titled Umilaveka Declaration on Pacific Teacher Challenges. And participants, we call this declaration Umilaveka because Umilaveka is the Gahuku name, the local name, local language name for this hilltop, which is situated on a beautiful location which is surrounded by beautiful scenery. And Umalaveka Hilltop is the place where the fire of knowledge and the fire of wisdom is continuously burning and empowering our young people for the future of this country. So we thank you for coming and igniting the flame of knowledge and for sharing your wisdom at this hilltop. Thank you. This is the declaration. I must say that it's a collective effort that's drawn from the presentations that have been made in the last 2 days. And today we have heard diverse presentations, and these presentations have been now collected together and summarized in this report, which we would like to present. At this stage, I'd like to acknowledge the many takers Also, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Alphonse Kambu and Mr. Robert Parua, who have helped us to put this report together with the support of our many takers. Additionally, I also want to acknowledge the support and input of our Pacific Island friends whom made their input yesterday up till today, 12 o'clock. And that was also expanded by our universities, vice chancellors, and the deans of education in Papua New Guinea, particularly Professor Janet Rangau and Dr. Lawi Ako from UPNG, and also others here at the University of Goroka. So I sincerely thank you for all your collective efforts to produce this declaration. Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. So in this declaration, we gathered here on the 5th of July to the 7th of July. Together, we realized and acknowledged the challenges that are deep and embedded within the diversity of Papua New Guinea. That's very complex linguistically. The challenges, many are opportunities that presents opportunities come with challenges. Challenges are very complex and very diverse, and we all acknowledged it. And we also have collectively responded by putting in the following recommendations, which I will briefly take you through, and we will circulate this for everyone's information. I think for all of you whom we invited you to participate in this conference, we have your email address and your contacts, your WhatsApp numbers. So we will circulate this. But this is in a draft form. We will formalize it into policy document for various stakeholders, particularly in this category. This is our collective recommendation. And if I may read, the first recommendation is for policymakers to ministries of education and higher education. And there are a number of them. The first ones, I think I'll just read three just to connect you to these policy documents. First, A is to review and improve existing teacher policies and legislative frameworks to ensure comprehensive policies that is inclusive and integrated within a lifelong learning perspective based on multiple disciplinary approaches, covering and linking all components of learning and teaching where they are absent. In so doing, align such policies, regulations, legislations, and strategies with Pacific and global frameworks for education and teacher education, especially those of UNESCO. Number two, or B, the teacher challenges the teachers colleges functions be transferred back to the DHEST to NDOE to ensure effective coordination and alignment to ensure quality of teacher education. C, the administrative functions of provincial education advisors be centralized back to the NDOE to ensure efficiency in implementation of national reform agenda, enforcement of standards, quality of education, and policy and structural alignment and coordination. D, we strongly recommend the government, particularly TSC, to look into teacher salaries, conditions of services, including special incentives for rural teachers and teachers in outlying islands and remote areas in PNG. D, integrate quality teachers education for quality learning outcomes across the curriculum at all levels of education by designing concrete plans to mobilize financial and human resources to support teacher education curriculum reform. Two, establishing appropriate mechanisms to review current teacher curriculum in teacher training colleges and universities for integration of all disciplines. Three, any fundamental reforms at the national level in matters relation to education reform agenda must ensure adequate consultation of teachers and in all key stakeholders to ensure that teacher education is integrated or aligned in the curricula in a multidisciplinary way. And I think this probably gives you an introduction of what kind of policies there are in. So this is for NDOE and DHEST. We move on to the next implementers, that will be the vice chancellors. There are also recommendations and policies that the vice chancellors of universities have to implement. I'll read only first three. A, undertake capacity building measures to ensure undertake capacity building measures to enhance awareness, knowledge, career awareness, and skills through in-service training for career advancement. B, develop institutional policy framework and strategy to integrate AI at universities adopting the UNESCO AI frameworks and policies. C, strengthen collaboration with Beijing Normal University or BNU and UNESCO in RULED to strengthen capacity building in AI in education. And I'll stop here. I'll move on to the next category. And I think this category is very important for all our teachers for capacity building. Teachers at all levels to reach out to universities in a proactive manner to access training programs hosted by universities, including in-service and professional development programs, digital or online media platforms, including artificial intelligence to enhance their capacities in digital literacy, and three, lifelong learning opportunities to upscale their qualifications and capacities. Partake in research projects hosted by universities within the intention to generate knowledge base regarding teacher education skills and challenges intended for various forums, including policy interventions, to name a few. So the partnership that we're having now by participating in this joint conference is a wonderful opportunity, and that's the way forward for capacity building. So we congratulate everyone for accepting our invitation and engaging in this dialogue. Thank you. With this, we would like to hear from you. If you agree to have a biannual conference on China Pacific teacher education, we would like to seek your support. If you are happy with it, maybe you could raise your hands up so that we could formalize this. After three, two, one, one, two, three, if you agree to this, raise your hands up. Thank you. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much. So with this, I would like to invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Goroka to come forward and say a few words and to launch the biannual forum conference logo for the Pacific Teacher Education Forum. Thank you. So this policy document, this declaration will then be worked into policies, and activities will be developed, and policies will be presented at various levels to various stakeholders as highlighted, and policies will be implemented. Some of these things we'll try to implement and report in the next conference. Thank you. With this, I'd like to ask the ICT team to be ready for the Vice Chancellor to launch the Umilawekar declaration and also to launch the forum logo. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Chair Lady, who was the chair to look after all our 3 days conference, Teacher Education Pacific Conference for teachers. We thank you and your committee for doing a very excellent job to organize this. Let's give them a round of applause. I think we kept our best wine last. Huh? They were real challenges, but they made us laugh. That's one quality of teachers. They're sad, they're angry, but then they smile and they make people laugh. And we always turn negative into positives. All the teachers who presented last, we highly commend you. We thought it will be very boring, Everyone was thinking of going home, and then you kept us going till 6 o'clock. So that's few of the qualities that we train to become when we are training as teachers. Thank you, the minute takers, uh, and help from Dr. Howie, Dr. Lawi, uh, Robert, Professor Janet, those who have contributed to put all our ideas together in a declaration. I think all of our points are captured, and it is in draft form, and we will continue to make this, refine it, and then we can present to authorities. I think this is dynamic. I feel University of Goroka, as we train teachers, I think it is also good to recall them back to share their experiences. I think that's one good thing about at the University of Goroka. If they are our ambassadors and we don't leave them and let them go, the opportunity that we have provided this weekend is something that we would like to continue so that you come back and talk about things to help education in this country. I think we're happy to be a vehicle. UOG is happy to be a vehicle and a voice for you all because not many of you can speak like that and can be heard in your own respective places. That is why we are trying to organize biannual conferences so you come back and keep speaking. If they are not, if our voices are not heard, we'll call from the mountains again and keep shouting. I'm surprised to see schools in Western Province, in Southern Islands Province, where oil, gas, gold, copper is so rich, and yet they are left behind. They're rightful landowners. Where our money go to? Who's getting our resources? Where are our benefits? It's so sad to see that resource-rich provinces, schools are the most remotest and most uh, at schools that lack all the basic services. So that also questions about use of funding and use of money that we create for within our country and where it goes. And, I think it's very important for us. It's important for us to um, make this, like Mr. Omingu said, we can't just talk and leave things here. We need to move forward. We need to take action. And when you see the recommendations and the declaration, you look at credible institution in the South Pacific, UPNG, Western Pacific, University of Goroka, BNU, UNESCO. That's where the power is. We need to push. We are not making things up. We are serious about education. If we are talking about leaving no child behind, accessibility, education is a key foundation for development of any country, then we are the ones who are talking, and someone should listen to us. If they are not listening to us, who are they listening to? We should not talk about Papua New Guinea's development. We should not talk about progress. I'm saddened to hear our teacher from um, the school in Southern Islands. He is wishing us 50 years of celebration. He's excluding himself. Very, very sad. How many people will say that when you are trying to celebrate 50 years? How many people will say, no, I'm not celebrating because I was not in it in the last 50 years? Let us be serious. If education is a pillar, if education is key, if education is something that will promote and grow a country, then we are speaking now. We are speaking. And we must be heard. Funds should come from the government to fund all the things that we are raising. Maybe they should make a policy to say, like any other countries, like China, 5% of all GDP must go to education. And certain percentage of that should go to rural schools. It must be a policy so we don't fight and we don't cry and we don't talk. It should be something that is given to our accounts every year automatically. It's also saddened for us to hear that those who have access to electricity, water, car, lights, those who work in towns and cities are also asking for 10% of bribery for a disadvantaged school to get even. It's just like beating someone on a show. It's got a ulcer. We need to stop this. Who are these people who are doing this? Why are they getting 10% when they will need more? All the money that we are collecting, the rural schools are collecting, is even taken away before they go to all this hardship of walking back to feeling empty-handed. We need to identify these people who are collecting money in the offices. Get rid of them because they are obstacles. They are not part of the education system. Our madam, you are so. She is turning all the negatives into positive, and this is what teachers should do. I didn't tell part of my story to you as a challenge because I was selected. I was told to go to CRC to teach. To make it worse, the appointment officer was from Anga and he didn't know where CRC was. He said, Kaimo, you go to Lablab and school stop close here. I ended up in Lablab and they said, oh, the ship left yesterday and you'll have to wait for 2 weeks. I was going to punch the second guy, but he was in lay and I was already in CRC. And then I took a boat, 8 hours, crossed to Molmol, a school close to Long Island and Medellin for my first posting. I thought there was as an islander, I was afraid that the sea was so rough. That was my first time to travel on the boat. And on top of that, they had about 20 dogs on the ship. The CRC people, they transport dogs from one place to the other. The roughness of the sea and the crying, barking of the dogs even frightened me more. They said, this is Molmol, your school. And I said, where? Where do I go down? They said, people will come in a canoe and pick you up. Because there's no wharf. I waited there and some canoe came to pick me up. And I could not balance because I am an islander person. I missed several of the steps because the sea was rough. And I thought I picked the right moment to go down to the boat. I missed it and I went down with my shoes. I was thinking of the sharks and everything else. I couldn't return back to Hagen because I was already in CRC. Anyway, cutting the long story short, I was there for 1 whole year. Haven't seen my pay. They kept all the pay for the whole year in lay. Unfortunately, the Angan guy knew it was a very bad remote school, so he kept all my checks. And I got my pay only one pay. 26 fortnights, I got all of them in one. That's the spirit we have. Yes, we keep moving. We keep trying to do things. I think that's why they call teaching is it's a vocation. It's a call. God has chosen us because we are dealing with minds and we are shaping minds. We are molding people. We are growing the intelligence of this country. Our job is very, very important. So God chooses strong people to teach. All of you have got your own stories, and I know yours will be worse than mine. So we are here to share our stories, share our successes, share our laughter, share our tears, and then looking for a way forward as a team, as molders and shapers of the future of Papua New Guinea. So I'm happy all the recommendations are done. Out of that recommendations, we'll pick up policy to address policy issues to address, so that things that will go to minister, to NEC, to parliament, we pick them up. Other challenges are common. These are things that we are letting the country know. I'm very happy with our ICT team. Dr. Rango, Prof, thank you. When I'm speaking, everyone is listening in the country. I'm on live. It's being broadcast for the last 3 days, free throughout the country. If you open your phone, you will hear me speaking. Someone in Rabaul is listening to our conference here in Kevian. You know that there's a conference here, they're having access to it minute by minute, not live. So, sometimes when we talk about things, it's very critical for us. I wish the presentation by the three teachers can be put together to present to ministers and people who are policy makers and decision makers. So we will get all the issues that we talked about policy. I think there are several of them. Policies about moving um, teachers' colleges, the functions of um, provincial advisors, uh, and other policies that we have captured in the declaration, we can take them out. And I feel it's important that because we have someone who's a specialized policy writer, we have our chancellor here. We can make recommendation for chancellor, maybe Professor Laui, Professor Rango, Dr. Jen, others to put up a policy paper together so that if we give it to people, they won't do it. We'll do it ourselves. We're going to do it ourselves because this is full of academics. We can't write policies. And Chancellor has been Deputy Secretary for National Planning. He knows how to write policies, so he can lead a team. Should we do a recommendation? If you think this is the way forward, maybe you can put your hand up and raise your hand so that we can do the policy ourselves. Thank you. One of the other things I pick up from the presentation is that communication, ICT is very, very important for education. So I would like all of you talked about access, online learning. This is a problem for universities as well as connecting with our sponsors, UNESCO, Beijing, South Pacific universities, Papua New Guinea, high schools, primary schools. Now you've got access to your data. And I feel that we need to recommend the government to open up um, Starlink for all education institutions in the country so that we can use it. Now it's going through the court case. They're stopping Starlink to come in because it's the cheapest way to connect. If we can have access, I think all schools can be connected. We can run programs here, but you are accessing to in your own specific schools. When workshops are done in Port Moresby, you are accessing it. So accessibility to online and telecommunication is very, very important. And I think the vice chancellors will help us to allow the government to allow Starlink to be connected to all education institutions in the country. Because this is the way to go. We can't go without it. Before, I think there are points that I've seen, and then we could also look at connecting our National Department of Education, national planning, universities. We need to do a policy to capture that our departments, national departments, especially NDOE, should capture um, and work closely with UNESCO standards and guidelines to improve qualities. We have an office here, but they're in the education department. And I don't think they come out clear to do things. They've been suppressed. And that one of our recommendations is for us to for them to follow strict guidelines and policies so that they're in touch with what's happening in the rest of, with the rest of the world so that we improve our own quality. I think we are, as Robert said, we're always doing shortcuts. So we need to follow policies and we need to follow guidelines set by world standard. When they want to make policies for curriculum, when they want to make structural adjustments, policy, curriculum, they do it with very less consultation. So they should consult all of us stakeholders. Have a forum like this, we can share, and then they can write something. We can do recommendations, they write it down, they go and develop a policy and change curriculum and everything else. Not just ideas from people who have not been to Karamui or some places that we are coming from. Thank you. I'm ready. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. We are very happy. Um, thank you for acknowledging University of Goroka and the academics and the chancellor and myself, all management, president, Dr. Malpo, all of us, and our lecturers, tutors, our students who are committed to this conference, and we are staying all throughout the whole 3 days. And that commitment is shown because that's our business. Why are we going to produce teachers and not sit down and listen? So that's what we did. It's our business to listen into challenges and things that you are doing. So thank you for coming to University of Goroka. I still argue that yesterday I've said it, I will say it again, and I want the government, departments, other people, donors to take note because University of Goroka is always, will always and will be the mother of all universities. It is through university that education will be maintained, quality will be improved, curriculum will be realigned. Everything to do with business, to do with education will come from here. The source is here. And if we are missing out, then something is wrong somewhere. And you are our products. We're very proud to have our products. And we're all in education. And that is our call. Would like to remain as that. The conference will be, if you have agreed, we'll conduct it annually. We'll talk to our Pacific friends, our sponsors. Robert, thank you. Robert is very, very influential, and he can help us. He can take even all of us to Fiji if he wants to, through his friends, because Papua New Guinea has been investing in United Nations, and I think it's good that they give something back to us so that we can improve our own. He's our ambassador, and I know he will. He gets his best place in China and Japan and Korea and all the other places that we don't go. Robert goes there. So thank you for staying with us through the 3 days. I know they can listen to you. I have been with you and I've gone around with so many places, and they ask Robert, what do we say? I know you can provide answers to them and include us in there. Thank you. We wish you well. It's a long journey, 20 hours. Okay, we wish you safe journey back. And I also wish all our participants, wherever you have come, we wish you all the best, God's blessings. You're like small stars. We shine every day. They look at the sun and they look at the moon and they look at the satellites that shine bright and they follow them. But we are little stars that shine regardless of whether they recognize us or not. We keep shining. That's where God placed us. We keep shining. One day when the moon and the sun goes off, we will be an important light for the world. With that, congratulations. You have said all your challenges with us. I know it is well captured. We'll present it and we take it on from here. Uh, we give you the assurance that it will not stop here. It will go further to the minister and to the authorities. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Before you go, I would like to invite our partners who are here today, University of Papua New Guinea, Dr. Lawi. Could you please come forward and stand next to the Vice Chancellor? I also would like to invite the Chancellor of the University of Goroka, Mr. Joe Wamin. Please come forward because we're going to launch the biannual conference for the China Pacific Teacher Education Conference Forum. I also would like to invite the President of Western Pacific University, Professor Janet Rangau, to come forward. And also, I would like to invite the provincial education advisors who spoke today to come forward as well, including the inspectors and also our rural teachers and the principals who spoke. Please come to the stage and take your position on the join the delegation up here because this is our joint launching of the forum for biannual conference. So I invite you to come forward. I also would like to invite the acting executive dean of the School of Education, University of Goroka, Mr. John Agoya, to also join the delegation. And Dr. Matthew Landu, Pro Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Innovation, and Dr. Stephen Portek, Policy and Planning, and our executive deans and directors, if you are here, Executive Dean, Dr. Savita Di Brito, please come forward and join the delegation up on the stage. I also would like to invite a student volunteer because you are the next generation of young people who will take this forum forward. So SRI student volunteer, can we have one student who's, yep, thank you, David. And Mr. Robert Parua, I know yes, UNESCO protocol, we respect that, but you have our invitation to join the launching of the forum. But thank you. We acknowledge your support. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge the media presence here who have been here for the last 3 days covering this conference. NBC TV, radio, and online news. MTV, television and online news, national newspaper, Post Korea, FM 100, radio news. Thank you very much. Thank you for covering the stories. And I invite you, and also Professor Malpor. Did I mention you? You are here. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Parawat, these people are whispering. They are whispering to me that you should be on the stage, but UN policy, so he can't join us. He can't join us. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I will, if I may invite the media as well to come and capture this, because this is the launch of the China Pacific Teacher Education Forum, and the forum will be hosted every 2 years. Thank you. ICT team, ready, ready. After count of three, we'll do the launch. The Vice Chancellor will take the stage to launch this. It's on there. They will play it. So okay, so let's go. Are we okay? Can we spread out? Can we spread out? Because I think the cameras can take all of us, a wide shot. Yes, that's it. Yes, you're standing in front. But not on the glass. I guess it will break. Yes. So the vice chancellor, you got to hold the mic. Yeah. I think please. And where will I be? Can I get her? So maybe before the vice chancellor launches this, I'd like to acknowledge the designers of the logo, the forum logo, and they are Mr. John Wawia. Am I getting it correct, members? Yes. IDFL, Mr. John Wawia works with IDFL at UOG. So thank you for his talents in the creative design of the forum logo. I also wish to acknowledge Mr. Milan Boye with Creative Arts and Communication Division, who also conceived and put the concept together for it to be designed. Thank you very much. Hi, team, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and launch. Vice Chancellor, if you're
Okay, on behalf of the conference participants, sponsors, those who have been here, I'd like to formally launch this China Pacific Teacher Forum that will be held biannually, and the logo that comes with this launching. And the secretary to organize all the biannual conference will be the University of Baroque. I think that's all. Did you play? Did you launch? Maybe we look at this way and then see what was there. Oh, play.
one more. Maybe just sideways 10 and watch it as it's being on.
Good. So the next biannual conference will be decided by our friends from the Pacific and China and UNESCO enroll it. And we will inform all of you because we have all your addresses, emails, telephone numbers. And the next venue that will be held in one of those Pacific countries in 2027. And then 29. Ah,
Yes.
yeah, and then we go by the odd numbers because we are odd people.
Say, I think taking the photos already, right? Yeah. Take that away. All right, so this brings this conference to an end. Before we go, I'd like to mention our sponsors, acknowledge them, and also people that have been working behind the scenes to deliver this conference. I want to acknowledge our sponsors: the University of Goroka, Beijing Normal University, UNESCO enrolled, and Chinese Embassy, also TISA Bank, and New Guinea, Able Computing, Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, TOT Stationery, Island Mobile Ayaka, Pacific Gardens, Better Paradise, New Channel Inn, Hotel Phoenix, and here at the University of Goroka, very important people and offices that have supported the conference. School Liaison Office, Mrs. Priscilla Sakopa for supporting with IACAS and also for logistics and FS. We sincerely thank you. Let's give her a big round of applause. Miss Amy Keiko for coordinating all the security and management of movement of people on campus. Thank you very much. We also would like to extend our appreciation to Eastern Islands Police. Two divisions were engaged. So thank you very much. Also, University of Goroka Security Task Force, we thank you for providing security. We also would like to extend thank you to our transportation team, our drivers, and also the transport officer for the support and logistics with vehicles. We also would like to thank the cleaning mothers, the mothers who did the decorations up here. We thank you sincerely. You made this place look stunning. Thank you very much for helping us. Also, we thank the University of Goroka Bessery, the IDFL. IDFL made a contribution of 5,000. Thank you towards the conference. Also, we thank ITVET for making a contribution of 5,000. Also, the School of Science and Technology, School of Humanities, and School of Education for the internal contribution towards the conference. Thank you. We also wish to acknowledge Buildings and Estate who really transformed this place. It's been polished to posh. It's spotless. So we thank Buildings and Estate for the wonderful work they've done in terms of the vicinity and improvement of this facility, plus the vicinity and the environment around this auditorium. Thank you. We also would like to thank the Somali Research Institute staff members. Thank you very much for working tirelessly behind the scenes to making this conference a success. Thank you very much. We also would like to thank Unigo Restaurant, New Channel Inn, a restaurant for catering. We also would like to thank our various committees in the conference. I think wherever you are, I'd like you to stand up. So we give you a big round of applause for delivering this conference. So may I invite all the conference working committee to stand up, and the audience can give you a big round of applause. Please stand. 3, 2, 1. Everyone, give them a big round of applause. These are the people that made the conference happen. Thank you. I also would like to invite the Samara Research Institute student volunteers to come and parade in the front, including the tourism and hospitality students. You've seen them providing ushering, providing tea, coffee at a rapid response. So we sincerely appreciate them. May I invite all the student volunteers to come up to the front so we can give you a big cheers. Thank you. Give them a big round of applause as they come up. These are student volunteers. They completed their exams last week. They're supposed to be having their holidays, but they volunteered to help us. So we thank them. They have dressed beautifully. They have also been really nice ambassadors for the University of Goroka. And we sincerely thank them for all the support they're doing. And they are being good ambassadors of our university and for our country. And they're going to be future teachers as well. So thank you very, very much to all our young people who have volunteered to support the conference. May I ask Ms. Rebecca to take a big white photo of them? And thank you. So I now invite the students to take a big bow. 3, 2, 1, and return. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this brings a closer to our conference. So we thank you. We have presentations. Our students will bring the gifts, and we would like to start with the provincial education advisors who presented. Please come to the stage and receive your gift. Followed by the inspectors. Please come up to the stage, and also the principals who presented, including the rural teachers. We want you all to come up to the stage so we can present you with some gifts to take away. Students, please bring the gifts up. And may I invite our guests to also come up on the stage to receive your gifts. Yeah, everyone who presented, except for the UOG presenters. Please come up and take place on the stage. Okay, students, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and let's bring the gifts. 3, 2, 1, and let's bring the gifts one at a time as they are presenting the gifts. I'd like everyone to give a big round of applause and cheers. Yes, you can come up. You can come up and present the gifts. Wear the bill on their necks. That's it. That's it. Good, good. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, quick, quick. Let's go. Let's go next. Next. That Chancellor has been here. He's attended the entire session. We're really grateful. We thank him for his participation. Thank you. May I also invite Mr. Parua to come and receive your gift? I think we gave you yesterday, but we also want to give you because we know you have limited time. Um, and you're traveling tomorrow as well. So please come and receive your gift. I know we did present to Professor Rangao and also to Dr. Lau yesterday, but today is a different day. You've made a lot of contributions. So please come and receive another set of gifts. We want you to have a memorable experience so you remember Umulaveka Iltop. Vice Chancellor, is there anyone that you want to give a gift? Okay. Then I take it back. Okay. We would also like to invite the media personnel to come forward and receive your gift. NBC, TV, radio, online news, MTV, online news, MTV and online news, national newspaper, Post Korea, FM, radio news.
Okay, we're just being told that the teaching service commissioner has text minister um, for education, Honorable Dekana, and now the minister has asked and gave permission and approved us to do a submission for rural teachers to for the rural teachers. So that I think it's accepted. We only make the submission and pass it through so that you have a special policy that will be taken to Parliament for approval for to benefit rural teachers. So that's one of the first achievements that we have achieved for this conference. Thank you.
Okay, logistics with transportation. We have buses parked under the rain tree. Should you need a transport home, our drivers will provide the transport for you. Thank you. There's no dinner tonight. Sorry. All right. Please stay in touch. All the conference materials will be loaded onto the University of Goroka conference website, and we ask that you keep your name tag and scan the barcode using your smartphones, or just log into University of Goroka website on Google, which will take you through the conference site, and there you will find all the pictures, all the live streaming videos that have been recorded, plus the UNESCO materials which are saved on the conference pack. And that is for your access. It's free access. So you can use it, share it with your students and others. Thank you very much. Okay, the Chancellor will pray, so we ask you all to stand.
Thank you. We open the conference with prayer. So I must pray and conclude our meeting today. Let's close our eyes and let me pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. We bow down before you. We raise our hearts to you. And we thank you for all the leaders you have brought them from across the Pacific and the country within PNG to this very occasion. Father God, we know that we human beings were created here to serve another human being. There is no other reason behind that for our existence. If we are not serving another fellow human being, then there is no reason for us to exist in this world. Father, we thank you for the Vice Chancellor, TMT, the staff of the University of Goroka, for all the teachers that come from far out in the rural areas, and the students here at the University of Goroka. I commit all of them before your throne. I commit myself, the council members, the government, and everyone else who live at this time in this world to serve your purpose. We commit all of them. And tonight we pray as our teachers As they return back to their respective places, may you guide them. As we depart our various ways, cause us to remind and remind us to believe that we exist and we must find our place to serve others. We thank you. We offer this prayer in the powerful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And everyone say, Amen.